Yes, no.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so good evening, Mom. I hope everybody had a good day and was getting some tips. And what parent was I on? I said tonight I want to go over some more basic things with the strategy. I teach with this scalping strategy. I want to do more basic things because we have a lot of new people. And I don't want anyone to be left behind. I want everybody to get all the information. And as I was talking to Edgar earlier, and I was like, it's always good to even go back and go over the basics again because every time I go over the basics, even as a trader already, it helps my trading. So hold on, it looks like I don't think this is gonna be a pair I want to be in though. Hold on. See you guys. This is these. Hold on, one more second. Hold on, guys. Let me start this because keep freezing. Oh my god, this is driving me crazy.
Would you like me to share my screen and give you control?
Please, mine is frozen. I can't even get it to do anything. Okay.
Just go ahead and make me some money.
I'm always down for it.
All right, you can ask me for control.
Thank you. No, I don't want to pop up now. Okay. Thank you. So, okay. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to have to redo this reboot again. So, I want to talk about, okay, again, we're going over the basics. So, again, we're talking about our lovely SBA system, or bar arrow. And these are our highest entry points. So, the best time to get in, whether you want to scalp your trade or you want to hold it, is at the top. And remember the basics. The star bar arrow, you can get in and you can hold it until you see it, the star bar arrow in the opposite directions. Your yellow bars here and here, as you see, are different support and here resistance zones. So your support and resistance zones are always going to be or could be looked at as your entry and your exit areas. So even if you say I'm going for 50 pips today, but this is 20, but you're only going to your first one, your entry will still be here, your exit will still be here. You would just have to get the rest of your pips on another trade, which you can get from here to here. But really, this would have been more than the 50 pips. So you hold your entries. Another thing you want to look for is when you on it, you want to see the snake line above for sale, this 70 at the bottom. You want to see it above it, and you want to see it turn down and turn back white. When you see that happening and you see this forming, it's your sale is coming. Hold. So if you get in, and especially if you get in early, just hold it. If it never comes back above this last candle here, that's your last high, there is no reason for you to exit the trade. So if it don't come back above, don't exit. If it don't come back above, don't exit. You have to, and that's also what
Coach
makes
Cree,
that important
are
is
you using your
huh?
cursor? I'm trying to
Can
see
you
where
see?
you're at.
Yeah, Coach Cree, they're seeing my screen, but
Mm-hmm.
you're now you got control.
Okay.
Okay. Can y'all see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. So here. Okay, so do you have, I'm just looking for something where you have your drawing tools over here.
Yep.
So then I can be, no, come back. I don't know why this is not want to be my friend. But you can see my cursor moving now if I circle it.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So like when I was talking about the your snake and the turn down, it's down here that I'm speaking of. I was trying to make a circle and draw it. Those are things when you know you're getting in, you also want to have your end goal set. Even when I gave my example of going for 50 pips, I was saying, and I enter here, and from here to here was only 20. I still want to get out my trade here. Well, actually, I could have held it to here because I don't see the arrow. But if I'm just going from support zone to support zone, this is my first one. When I would have got another indication, like I seen this bar still holding and it break down below this zone, this minor zone that it has, I'm taking my sell again. And then I'm holding it again until I see this arrow, especially when I see my candle turn back black. And if I look down on my TDI, it's yellow up by the 70, and it turns down and turns white. That right there is showing me my support and resistance, my support zone, and on my TDI is showing me that my turn down is happening. Also on my TDI, you see that the heartbeat is still black down here. So long as it's still black, you're still looking for a sale. Okay,
I got a question.
go ahead.
So from the red arrow to this second bar,
Here,
that's almost no, from the red arrow to the second bar, right
this
here in
one.
the middle. Yes. So that's about 20, 21 hours, right? Because you're on a 30-minute chart.
Yeah, that would be the time. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep,
Okay.
I
So that
count mine by 2 candles at a time.
that means I have to keep coming back looking at it. I was just wondering what
No,
the time frame was.
so you don't want to have to come back and look at it either. Well, you do. You can come back and check on your post, but that's what your stop loss is for, or your trailing stop losses. So you can
Gotcha.
always use your trailing stop loss when you are taking a trade, and then if it turns back around, if you put your trailing in for 10 pips, if your trade you up 20 pips in profit, it turns back around 10 pips, it'll take you out of 10 pips profit. But a running
Gotcha.
trailing stop loss and a especially when you're in a deep entry, is great because you can just give yourself a decent stop loss, a decent space, and just let the trade run until it take you out.
Because the first stop loss will be above the red arrow, correct?
Correct.
And then when you go into profit, then you move it down closer to your profit. So that
Yes,
way you won't lose anything. Okay.
correct. And even if you don't do the trailing stop loss, you can just move your stop loss. Let me see. This is okay. I wanted to make sure I was on the demo account. So let's say I was on here. Let's go to
Yeah, coach, I'm not putting my real account out there.
I just looked to make sure. Cause sometimes, you can make that error of forgetting to
I
switch. I
have
know
made
I've done it
I
before.
have made that mistake before and it cost me.
Right. Right. So sure. I've
So
definitely done
I learned that the hard way.
it. Mm-hmm. You do.
So for us just getting used to the SBA system, where do we go to set our stop losses and take profits?
So let me say this. That is always up to you. Your stop loss depends on your lot size, how much money is in your account, how much money you are willing to lose.
No, I mean just
So
physically,
this
how
is,
do we set it up?
oh, okay. So let's say for this trade, I'm gonna take a buy. I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm gonna take the buy for this trade because I have the last signal was my star bar arrow here and it's making a white bar. So let's just take a buy. Take it to buy. It don't
There
want to
you
take the
go.
buy because it don't.
It just took it.
Okay. It's just slow on my end for some reason, I guess. This is crazy.
All right, let me go ahead and do it, coach.
Mhm.
Okay, so the buy is right here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna put your cursor until you see what it says drag to modified. How many pips you want me to do, coach?
Just do like a 10 to 20 pips.
All right, if you take a look, when I'm moving this over to the left-hand side, it's gonna go ahead and tell us, okay, how many pips. Remember, we're gonna drop the last digit. So if we're gonna do 20 pips, it's gonna be right around here. And that means that we're gonna make $41.60 is successful. How much of a stop loss you want to go ahead and do?
The same.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do about 20 pips.
Hmm.
Okay, so there we are. We're all set.
Okay, did you see that, Doug? Thank you so much, Edgar.
Hi,
So
Coach.
the first one that you set, that's your take profit. And the second time you drag from it, it's going to go to your stop loss.
Correct. You're
Correct.
doing a
And
buy.
when you go
Sorry,
ahead,
coach.
that's
When
okay.
you're doing a buy, you're gonna drag it upwards. Okay, it's because you want the price to go ahead and go up, and then you drop it where you see that you want to go ahead and take your profit. If you want to do your stop loss, you're going to drag it downward.
So
Okay.
the lines are arbitrary. That's just the parameters you're setting up. It depends whether it's in a buy or sell, whether it's take profit or stop loss.
Correct.
Right.
Okay,
Your
that helps.
stop loss, yeah, to put your stop loss, you put it in the opposite direction of your trade. So your
And it-
stop loss is always the opposite direction of the trade that you're going.
So essentially those lines do the same thing. They stop the trade.
Exactly.
That's what I was confused on. Okay, got it. Thank you.
So that way it keeps you from losing more money than you're willing to.
Right. I was looking for a stop loss button and a take profit button. That's why I was confused.
Mm.
Hi,
Ma'am.
hi, Coach Cree.
Hold on 1 second. How you doing? Hold on 1 second. Let me show you. Now, if you click on new order, you'll see the stop loss and the take profit.
Go ahead and click on it, coach. So I can drag it into it. There you go.
Okay.
So do you see where it says stop loss and take profit?
And like, because we're in a buy right now, if we were in a sell, the lines would be the same thing, just the rules would flip automatically because we were selling, not buying.
Exactly.
Correct.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
Hello, I
Who
have
had
a
a question?
question. Oh,
Hi, how are you?
hi. Is that my turn?
Yes.
To use, which is better to use, a trailing stop or just a stop loss? When do we prefer to use stop loss and when do we prefer to use trailing stop?
You use your trailing stop once you're already in your profit. So let's say for me, I will use my trailing stop. Let's say I'm up on the trade 20 pips, but it's still going good. So I will use my trailing stop. I might give myself a 5 to 10 pip window or whatever, and I'll let it go. Usually I like to do it like if I'm up 50 pips and give myself a 20 pip window, and then I like it to trail because one, I already hit my goal, and two, I'm gonna let it keep running for the profits.
So basically you set up a trade with a stop loss and then when you are already on profit, you change it into a trailing stop or you will have, is that how it works?
Yes, you can change it to a trailing stop once you're already in profit. You can't use a trailing until you're in profit. Now you can leave it a stop, your regular stop loss point there. You don't have to change it,
Mhm.
but you can.
Okay, so with gold, what is the recommended trailing stop? How many points?
Well, it depends on you. So it depends on how many pips you're going for and how many pips you are in profit. So if you're trading gold and you're going for 30 pips and 20 or 30 pips in gold and you're up 50 pips and it's dropping good, put your trailing stop in for 10 or 20 pips. You hit, if it pulls back, you'll still make your goal, but as long as it keep going, you'll make more. Your trailing stop should not take you out below your goal for that day
So
or that trade.
okay, so I'm sorry for my questions, but your trade
Okay.
stop would apply the moment you put the trailing stop or it would apply at the beginning of your entry? How that?
It is. The trailing stop will be where how much you are in profit. So it will start right there. But let's say like here, if I could take like the trade I'm in now, I can set my trailing stop right now. So that way, once it gets so deep into profit, then my trailing will kick in. So I would just go here and click trailing stop,
Mhm.
and then you, I don't know if y'all see it because it's slow.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so then you'll pick it right here. Now it says 15 points, 2 points, 25 points. These are only, this is 1.5 pips, 2 pips, 2.5 pips.
Yeah.
So if I want to put it in, and if I wanted it longer, I would just click custom. And if I wanted to put it in for 10 pips, I'll type in 100 points.
Mhm.
That's a 10 pip stop loss.
Okay.
So I would go ahead and set it now, and once it hit it, boom, it's already into where I want it to be.
But
So
I
about
have to
10 pips.
remove my stop loss, right? Or else can you have both
Your
and trailing stop?
Yes, you can. Well, no, because your stop loss will change automatically and start trailing once your trailing stop loss kicks in.
Oh, I see.
Hold
Okay.
up. I'm sorry. Now, when did you pull that up for the trailing stop?
Down here, I right clicked on the trade, on the open
Oh.
trade that I'm in.
Gotcha.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? I love it. I love it. I love y'all asking the
Good.
questions.
And basically what that's doing is it's making that stops loss move 10 pips behind where price is.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And if you're doing something, that's great. If you're doing something and if you're trading and you're only planning on scalping, don't think about using a stop loss or trail. Well, a stop loss, yes, but trailing, probably not. If you're scalping, you take your pips. But if you're scalping and you're willing to turn your scalp into a longer trade, then do the trailing. Only if your scalp is further in profit than what you want at that trade. Make sense?
How do
Makes
you cut,
perfect sense.
how do you cut a trade off short if you want to get out? Like if you're scalping,
You can hit this X right here. Like I can,
too easy. Thank you.
I'm out to trade. You're welcome. So remember, and y'all know me. What do I like to look for? Nobody
50 to
knows.
100 pips.
50 to 100 pips and I'm scalping.
Yep.
Well, it all depends now on Nas. While I'm scalp, I like to scalp Nas for 50 to 100 pips in my scalp. So once I get that, I'll go. It depends on the time of day. So if I know it's like right after opening bell and I know I'm liable to get it and hit a good entry point, will I let my scalp turn into a long trade? Yeah, because I know the Nas trade can go ahead and run 1,000 pips real quick. And I have 1,000 pip a day goal with Nas minimum.
Like,
So I can
like
get
it
my
did last
goal.
Thursday.
Right. So I will set my trail and get my goal and boom. And that will determine, and sometimes that'll have me done today. Early today, this morning I traded and I said, okay, I'm gonna trade regular pairs today because I haven't been, but I know I have new people, so I want to get to trade more regular currencies a little bit more. So I did it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for these pips. I caught these pips so quick and I just looked around like, I'm gonna have to still go back in here because I get used to it. But I hit my goal. Once you hit your goal, I'm only in demo or I'm in another trading account. My goal is my determination of when I get out the market every time. Even if that goal is if I lose 20 pips, I'm done for the day. If I lose 10 pips, I'm done for the day. If I lose 3 trades in a row, I'm done for the day. So that goal also reflects on if I'm losing as well as if I'm winning. Because if I don't have a goal or a mindset to say if I lose $10 today and I got $100 account, I'm gonna have to stop trading for the day. I will blow my account because I'm gonna keep going. Well, I will stand at a higher probability to blow my account because I'm gonna keep trading and keep trading and keep trading. That's why when you see Taz trade sometimes on a for HFX in the morning, he'll lose so many trades and be like, okay, I'm done if I lose another trade because you have to have that discipline to know when it's not your trading day. And sometimes it's just not your trading day. The market might move perfect, but sometimes it's just not your trading day. And also, that's another reason why I like being with a team of people because you get to learn when it's not your day or just to sit back to listen to somebody else. You know what I mean? So, and take it in and collect information. Sometimes when it's not your day, it is your day to study. It's your day to practice. I have times when it's not my day, and guess what? Oh, guess what? I can't get in the market today because I already lost some money. So, guess who got to study? Guess who got to break out these notebooks? Guess who got to write down every trade? I got to write down what I'm doing. I got to see what I'm doing wrong. I'm detailed. because it's my money. It's my goals. This is attached to not just my money. I'm teaching, so it's y'all money. It's y'all goals. So you have to be detailed and learn what this stuff is. You know what made me good with this in this system? I go over it. And when I'm trading, I look to see what new thing can I find that's gonna help me. When I was looking at these and I kept seeing these bars and these arrows, and I caught the candlestick would be black and then my TDI would change and the colors would match it. Oh my goodness, that was it. Like that was such a key because that was a high re-entry point when you know you're still in your trade, when you know you're still in your trend. The your support and resistance are so strong. If you're if the
Can
market
you,
doesn't break, huh?
I was saying with the new people here and that, can you explain support and resistance bands?
Sure. So support and resistance, your support and resistance is support and resistance is the same thing as showing where the market continues to stop or consolidate. That means it's also a point where your buyers and your sellers normally start fighting. So the market will bounce around right there. So if I was checking my support and my resistance bands, there's it's already marked on here, but I would just back test. So I would just scroll back. I'm not gonna do it because I'm having computer issues today. But I will scroll back and back test in the market and look and see where they at, and I will see it matching up, and I would know okay, this is the place because normally when the market gets to this place, it starts consolidating. It's also a place of a reversal point. So the star bar arrow, those are high reversal points. They are strong support and resistance areas. There are also minor ones, and the minor ones are just ones where they might blow through a little more, but they're still areas. But the strong major support and resistance ones, you're normally to almost always you're going to get a lot of consolidation, some strong ones, or you're going to get a turnaround in the market.
Can I
And
add?
that's yes.
I just wanted to add and reiterate that Tradenology, all the new people go to the back office and it has everything about support and resistance, the candlesticks and everything. What the mob have is just extra additive to what Tradenology has. But Tradenology
Hmm.
has a university back there that tells you and breaks it down into details and even shows you.
Excellent point, Bridget.
Yeah, very good. Thank
But if I can explain real quick from a finance standpoint, what happens with
uh-huh.
resistance is the price goes higher, the price goes higher, the price goes higher. People say, "Oh, I can make money." The people who are not trading like we are, the actual institutions that have millions of shares, then they sell off, and then that sell off causes the price to go down. And then on the other side, it's when people are selling, and finally people realize that the price is so low they want to get in, so they start buying, and the price moves up again. So that's the resistance and support are the two ends of the spectrum where people are starting to change direction on buying and selling because of their profitability. But it mainly happens because of the BlackRocks, the Merrill Lynch's, the Goldman Sachs people.
Right. And what they do is when people, let's say, they will catch a lot of traders, and that's a good point. Thank you, Bill. They will catch a lot of traders, especially new traders, who will put it in and be like, oh, okay, it start consolidating, it's gonna buy. And they will let it drop. The bank will force it. Remember, these big banks, these big institutions are thousands of dollars is nothing to the money that they have in the market, and they can cause it to move. So they'll hold your money and hold it till people. That's what these a lot of stop loss points are, because it's a lot of liquidation right there. That means it's a lot of people right there that they caught holding their money, and they want to keep pulling the market sometimes in the opposite direction to take your money. That's why I say brokers will manipulate the market. That's why you want to be as close as possible to your to some support and resistance entries. That's why these star bar arrows are so important. because it will minimize if the market did want to turn around, because sometimes it could. If it did want to turn around and go the opposite way, it will minimize your loss. But if it goes the way it's supposed to, it would maximize your profit. So you're not caught up in all that liquidation that the banks try to hold you in.
Thank you. Yeah, because we're the ants in this game. They're the giants.
Yep.
Right. I'm gonna have to get you in the back with my, actually I'm gonna have to get you in Discord, Ice King, and with probably with Edgar, so he can help you get your system on your MT4.
Not a problem.
Download the instructions are back there. Okay, so remember, and then sometimes even with task system, you can trade either only with your candlesticks or only with your TDI if you choose. It's enough information. Some people only trade with their TDI. Some people only trade based off their candlesticks. But whichever one can become that strong major point to you, let that be your major point and let everything else be things that go inside that goes along with it that will confirm the entry that you're looking for. Because you want at least 3 to 5 entry points when you're looking for your entry points. Star bar arrow, that's 3 entry points. Star bar arrow off your zone, higher risk. I know the last time I taught, when I first time I talked to Nas, I talked about taking your entries off your AER high and your ADR low. If you can get an entry off of there, that's definitely when you want to look for those trailing stop losses, those longer points. You get a star bar arrow off of there, trust is pretty much going to run to the next, to the ADR low or the ADR high, especially if it's at the beginning of the day.
Yep.
You are a genius, Cree. Seriously, this is awesome.
Thank you. So, and then everything I tell y'all, I want y'all to go in y'all demo and test it. Not just once, a couple times, because again, the market will take you out, and brokers have bots that follow how you trade. So don't give yourself these super short stop losses, because you're pretty much always going to get taken out the market. Because your trade is probably almost never going to go straight into profit. Am I wrong, Edgar?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, you might want to go ahead and, as you're learning, you might want to go ahead and do a 1-to-1 when it comes to your profit and stop loss. And what I mean by that is, if you're looking to go ahead and make 20 pips, set yourself a 20 pip stop loss. If you want to look to make 50 pips, make a 50 pip stop loss. That's a 1-to-1. You know, it's not going to look good when you're taking a look. Well, I'm risking $100 to make $100. What's the good of that? But what you're doing is you're putting the training wheels on, okay, and you're making sure that when you're shooting for that profit, you are giving yourself enough room so that if the brokers do a stop loss test on you, they bring it back, they pull they pair back to do stop searches, because they do that quite often. And what they're doing is they're trying to catch those people that are going for 50 pips, but only have a 10 pip stop loss. They're going to go ahead and boom, knock him right out of the game. And then what they're going to do is, right after they knock them out, they're going to take that price to the roof. Okay. And they're going to give you more than 50 pips. Okay. And they do it all the time. So,
and they usually knock you out with a wick.
Yep. Just with a wick, not even with the close of the candle. They just put the wick in there, they knock you right out of the trade, and then boom, they shoot up. So, you want to, when you're starting, you want to do a 1-to-1. And, 2020, that's perfectly fine.
And for me personally, I'm to the point, I like my trades to be at least 3-to-1. I want to make at least I want to be able to make at least 3 times the amount of the money I'm risking. But that also comes with knowing my entry points and being on point with them. Also, knowing how much I'm willing to lose on my trade. Also, not over leveraging.
And you're gonna
Because
learn
a lot
all
of,
of that.
right. Because if you over leverage, that's the quickest way to blow your account. So don't go in with a $200 account taking standard lot sizes,
Oh, you'll be done in 2
and
trades.
you're just learning how to trade because you're trying to make $1 million in 30 minutes.
If you have $100 to $200 account, you should be doing no more than 0.01, 0.05. Okay. When you
Right.
exceed that 200, then go ahead and take it to 0.05 to about 0.1. Okay. 0.1. You don't want to do a standard lot until you're over $1,000 on your account. Then you might want to go ahead and start taking some risk with a standard lot. Before that, stay under a standard. And I'm going to drop it again for you guys over here. I did it last night, and I also put it on the Discord. Actually, if you go to the Discord, that will be the easiest way to go ahead and do it. If you go over here to the Discord and you go under the announcements, no, it wasn't that, the Traders Lounge. Yep, here it is. Position size calculator. Okay. What this is a website, and it opened over here on the other screen. So I'm going to drag it over. So it's a website that goes ahead and asks you how much you have on your account. So if you have $100 on your account, okay, it's going to ask you how much you want to risk. You know, you not want to risk more than 5% of your account. So you're going to make your stop loss at least 15 pips. Okay, you're going to calculate, and this is what you have. You're looking at taking your lots at 0.03. Okay, you can do 0.03, and that will be the perfect lot size for the account size that you have. And 5% is a high risk. Normally, you don't want to do more than 3%, but 5% is aggressive. Okay. So just, go over there and use that resource. I put it over here for that reason. All yours, Coach.
Thank you. I got booted off. But and another thing, your lot size depends on the currency pair that you're trading. So trading a 0.05 with the normal currency pair and trading a 0.05 with the indice is a totally new world. Your lot size is completely changed. So, and I love the thing Edgar just showed you, because at the top you see where you can change your currency pair, so you will be able to see, understand the differences between indices and gold and currency pairs. That affects your trading balance, affects the pairs that you choose to trade.
Yep. Did we lose your coach? Yep, we lost the coach. She dropped on off. All right, any other questions?
Sorry, y'all, I keep getting booted off.
It's okay. Your signal is
It gotta be, and it's not even bad weather. You know, I'm on a countdown for stuff. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. But I don't know if it's where I live because behind my house is a whole bunch of woods, and I think that affects my signal.
Are you on cable or are you on satellite?
I'm on cable.
Which company?
Cincinnati Bell.
Okay.
I'm about to hate them. I'm about to change again. Dang, what was I saying before I got my eviction
We
notice?
were talking about lot sizes.
Oh, right. So your lot sizes definitely depend on your pairs. That's why a lot of times, sometimes instructors will tell you don't trade indices when you first start trading because your lot size. I tell people trade what you start learning how to trade in demo. That's another reason why I tell people to go in demo because in demo you will see, hey, this is different. How come my point oh 0.01 is it's $1 here and $10 here? You'll see how the money moves and you'll see the difference in it. And y'all see how this gold bar just this gold candle just came after the star bar arrow, and this is starting to turn back white, and the gold up here is so signaling that it's gonna go back up. I'm not saying for sure, but you will want it to break where these three dotted lines are before you can commit to that. But this is a consolidation area. And you know why they call this a money grab area? Because a lot of people are here taking buys and sells instead of waiting for a signal to tell them which way to take. So they will take it and go and hold their money. And then, but if you know how to hedge trade, you can get out of there. But that's a different story, and I'm not gonna go there because I don't want people hedge
Nope,
trading. They shouldn't be.
not yet.
That's a whole different realm because people will start doing like, yeah, and you'll lose. You'll blow your account even quicker than you was if you were using over leveraging.
But, you
And that's
know,
the truth.
one of the beauty things that I like about the SBA is that it gives you every signal that there is for you to make the right decision. I mean, if you take a look
Mm-hmm.
at the gold bar arrow right here, okay, the star bar arrow, okay, you see those white dots that go over here to the side? That is your support level. So it's telling you as it goes
Mm-hmm.
along where your support level on this trade is. Now, if you take a
Mm-hmm.
look up on top, the star form, you have a scissor, which is going to indicate a change on the direction of the trade. You know, it's going to indicate that pricing is going to turn around, which it did. That's what the white candles over here will go ahead and give you. It's an indication of a turnaround. And now it's turning back into gold. So it's pushing towards the bullish side. But pay attention to these four dots up on top. What those four dots on top are doing is indicating a resistance level. So what this is saying is that this might either push through and give you a new high, or it's going to go ahead and bounce off it and then head down again. If it bounces off of it and it's going to head down, it's coming over here to the ADR.
So Edgar, what you would do in that case, you would just wait for confirmation for a candlestick.
You sit on your hands and you wait for the star bar arrow and then take the sail down to the ADR low.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
I'm sorry, y'all. I've never been kicked off of Zoom as much as I have tonight.
It's all right, coach. We're tag teaming it.
Thank you so much, Edgar. I appreciate you. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to keep falling off. Any other questions? I want to make sure I answer everybody's question. And I love that y'all come with questions. That means you're ready to learn. Gosh, and I miss what Edgar was saying when he went down here,
Well,
but I know he was making
I
a
was
great
talking about
point.
the dots, the white dots on the
Yes.
bottom indicating the support level. And then if you take a look up
Mhm.
on top, the yellow dots are starting to form the resistance level.
The
So
resistance, yep.
what this is telling me is that it's either going to go ahead and bounce off and hit to the
Mhm.
IDR low, or if it breaks it, then it's going to go ahead and go to the IDR high.
Right. Right. Thank you. You finished up what I was trying to say.
Yep.
So right, and that's perfect. And right, and that's why you have to know when to wait, when to sit in your hands. Consolidation is always the time to sit on your hands. You want a clear indication which way to go. If you can't sit on your hands, put it in demo.
And trust me, guys,
Or
for me, it's very hard to sit on my hands.
especially with this system. I usually try to have a couple pairs that I'm gonna go through. I pick and choose for that morning. I'll go to the Shark Tank, look, pick my pairs for the day, put them up, and I'll go and look who ready to move. Take the trade that I should. Which one is giving me the indications I need to see? And don't be afraid to go to a higher time frame to look for confirmation of the trend. The trend is always your friend. As long as you know the trend of the trade, you will be great. If I know I'm in a sell trend, I know I'm only looking for pullbacks to take another sell. I would expect, like here, I know I'm in a sell trend now. I'm just looking for another reason to take a sell. Here I'm in a buy trend. I was just looking for another reason to take a buy. I just
This,
want all my colors to match up. I want to be in the gold. I want the gold. I want the buys. If I'm selling, I want the black candles. I want the black dots. I want the yellow um resistance bar at the top. I want the white or black on my TDI. The black at the bottom. It's showing consistency. As long as I can match them up, and I know everybody can match up the same color,
mhm.
and it's really that simple. Taz was talking about how important colors are to your memory, and it made me think about I see exactly why he picked the colors he picked when he created this. Because those colors trigger you to take the trade in the correct direction.
Correct.
So it's forcing you to make sure that you're looking at it right. So besides the fact you asking us, and besides the fact you seeing the M patterns off the resistance that's made for you after you're still in your downtrend, you have the colors that's still signaling you. So your basics with your SBA system is already put in there. You only have to read it right.
And it doesn't matter whether you're a primary or a BIP. You notice that we are teaching on the 5.0 system for everybody. Okay, because you got to get the basic down first, and that's the 5.0. Then we'll get into the 6.0.
Even when I lose trades, when I go, let me say this: when I do have my losing streaks, when I start back trading, you know what I do? I'll go back to my basics. All right, let me remember what I'm supposed to be doing. Let me remember my setups. Let me remember my basic rules, because your ground rules never change. No matter where you go, green is always green on. Green means go, red means stop.
Yep.
That's the ground rule. When you lose that ground rule, you start turning on yellows, speeding up on yellows, turning on reds because you're thinking it's gonna go another way when you should be stopping. It's the same basic. Your ground rules will get you back to where you was, and then you can fix where you messed up. Then you wait, and it also would depends on your trend. So her question was, what if your star bar arrow is a buy, but your colors are black? You wait. So if your star bar arrow here and you're in an uptrend is a buy and it's black, wait, because more than likely it's consolidating to go back into for a continuation or a reversal. If it's going to reverse, your arrows will turn right and your TDI will also start turning. So it depends. But if it's a star bar arrow and it's in a sale and your candles is black, you want it. You're welcome.
Yeah, you get a
Just like
star
over
bar
here.
arrow. You get a star bar arrow and the candles are matching the direction of that star bar arrow. Just go.
Take the trade. And if it don't, like here, you got it, and this candle was gold, you could have waited. Well, it's this was strong, and I've seen this M. I wouldn't have waited, but that's me. But that's making my trade a higher risk. So I'm not gonna suggest it, but I'm telling you my toxic trade trade.
Yeah, what I'm seeing what you're seeing, Coach. I mean, even though the candles are white and you have the black star up on top and you're starting to see the resistance level forming, your TDI is still strong on the goal. Okay. Even though the snake is going down on the black, that's still a strong buying signal right there.
Very true. And if you're scared to take the trade, don't take the trade. The market open 24 days. Forex is open 24 days, 5 days a week. If you're scared, don't do it. That means don't take it. I tell people all the time, if you get to the point where you feel like and you keep taking trades and you're scared and you're nervous, then just give me the money. You don't have to give it to the broker because that's what's going to happen. You're going to lose money when you're scared of your trade because you're not trusting yourself. Your timing's going to be off, especially if you're trading binary. I tell people don't even trade HFX if you're not confident with hitting that trade because every second counted there.
Yep.
So when you trade in regular Forex, the philosophy is the same. Do not take that trade unless you're confident about getting to that trade because your timing matters, especially if you're scalping. But your timing always matters on when you're getting in that trade, especially if it's news that happen. It could be opening day. I said opening day. Opening bill. It can, those things are important. So you want to know and you want to be confident so you know to hit the trade. If I wasn't confident and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this trade, and after the star bar arrow and I watched it and I ain't take my sell right here, I'm unconfident and it started consolidating, I probably would have exited the trade and not made no money. But if I was confident, I would know it's still gonna go. I'm gonna hold it. It didn't hit anything that's telling me to get out the trade. So stay in. Yeah, but right. And it has to go. And see, sometimes it can work both ways because you can be more confident in HFX because once I hit this button, it's in until this time is up. So I'm in, I'm taking it. I know whatever you practice on is what you become comfortable in.
And if I may add, Coach, when you take a look at the trade, also don't just look at one time frame. Okay, what you see in on the 30-minute is going to be different on the 5-minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See how the picture changed when you go into the 5 minute? Okay. When you go into the 1 minute, it's just going to go ahead and confirm a little bit more. All right. So look at the trade in different time frames so that you know. I mean, when I'm scalping, I am looking at the 1 minute, the 15 minute, and the 1 hour, all at the
That's
same
what
time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's when I always do it. I always scout with 3 time frames.
And that's who I learned it from. One class that you did, and I saw the 3 screens, and I said, "Oh my God, that's what I should be doing." And I've been doing it ever since. When I'm scalping, I'm
Right.
looking at 1 minute, I'm looking at 15 minute, I'm looking at the 1 hour. The 1 hour, so I can know which way the trend is. The 15 minutes, so I can get closer to what the entry point is going to be and take a look at what everything is happening. And then the 1 minute is where I'm going to calculate my entry.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. I love it. I'm sorry. I love when I show somebody something and they have it and then they can do it right back right. But right, that's it.
Yep.
That's it. Because as long as you see that 1 hour you show your trend, then in your mind you should be saying, right, sell, only look for sell. So when you see them lower time frame, it's like, here's my entry, boom. Here's my entry, boom, because I know my
I'm
trend.
looking for pullback so I can get back in. That's it.
Right. Because scalping, you can be so caught up in scalping and knowing that you're going in and out, especially if you're trading FX at HFX and regular forex, that you will throw yourself off. So you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go back this way and this way, and you'll be trying to trade both ways, and then you'll be losing, and then you'll be, like you said, you're not confident to take the trade for the right direction, so you'll miss the trades that you should take that you would have caught a profit on, and you'll take the trades that you shouldn't have taken and lose money, and then you'll be off track.
Correct.
And that's why I say you got to stop when you realize, because you have to reset your mind to get yourself back on track, or you're gonna keep losing your money. You can scout both ways, but I tell people, unless you are unless you've been trading for years and you've been scalping for a long time, and unless you got scalping down where you eating off of scalping and trading in the trend, don't trade against it. So the only time you should trade against the trend when you're scalping is once you have it down packed, trade in the trend. I thought I got the boot again.
No, that was me getting out. I had 2 entries.
Oh, my bad, my bad. You're welcome. You're welcome. Did I confuse? Okay, so I usually ask people, did I help you, but did I confuse you? Did anything I said make you a little more confused on what something you felt like you had? Or did it clear up something that you might have had? Even if it's just one thing, that one thing can be the one thing that absolutely changed your trade and career. I kept, let me tell y'all, when I was learning to trade, I was at a point where I kept losing. Oh my God, I wanted to quit. I kept freaking losing. I couldn't figure it out for nothing. And let me tell you, then at that time, I was calling my mentor. At this point, I was like, I hope your wife don't think anything else, but I have to get this because I can't get it down. And I think they was both there. She was like, I'm used to it. I'm used to people calling. Like, so you don't feel like this. I felt so bad. I was calling him so much because it was something. I was like, it's just something I'm not getting. I know if I can do this and I'm doing this, what's the one thing that I'm not getting? So sometimes it's that one thing, and you be like, I bugged them so much, but it was cool because you know what? It gave me that time to clear my mind out and sit and learn and listen. And when I listened, and it was like, and I tried it, and I seen like, oh, that's it. It could change your whole trading career. Like, even when I came and I started trading with Tad's system, it changed some of the things in how I trade for the good. And it should always be for the good because it's there. It's simple. And that's why I always encourage people to ask questions.
Coach Cree, I've enjoyed the call tonight. I think for me, I need to do more sitting on my hands. So I I don't feel like giving up, but I do feel like why am I losing a lot of my trades? Even though I'm in demo, I still look at that like my money because I I want to practice the way I'm gonna trade. And so yeah, I think a lot of it is, like I said, sitting on my hand because what you just mentioned, the black, you're selling, you're looking at what do you say, TDI?
Yes.
And looking at the blacks when you see the white and all of that. So I need to start taking that in consideration because I think a lot of times I just see, oh, I got a star bar arrow and I just jump in a trade. Like it doesn't matter what's going on with the TDI. I'm getting in the trade. And a lot of times I'll just get in versus setting my stop loss and take profit. The trade do what it said it's gonna do, but due to the fact that I just put my trade in because I saw the move and didn't execute all the way through, now the trade is going in the opposite direction at that point. So it was a good call tonight. I'm looking to go back and look at the call from last week that you did on Nas because when I did that strategy, I was doing good. So I just want to master one strategy before I move to something else.
Yes, as you should.
Yeah.
So thank you first. And this is what I'm going to challenge you to do. You have a notebook?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a trade? Do you have a trading journal?
I wouldn't say a trading journal, but I don't write the trades down. But I do have a notebook to where I put all of my trades in. And I think I have the my FX book. So I still need to like hand write them down versus just depending on the my FX book.
Okay, well this is what I'm gonna say. Everybody should have a trading journal. Your trading journal don't have to be a specific trading journal. It can be a regular notebook that you write your trades in.
Okay.
So what you do is when you're having issues like you're having, and you had it and you were winning, write your trades down. When you write your trades down, when you do this, you're writing down the time, the date, the time, the pair you're trading, the reasons for your entry, the reasons for your exit, and what the market looked like. So did the market look like, when I say what it looked like, did it look like it was in a buy trend or a sell trend? And you're going to write down whether you won or lost that trade.
Okay.
You will automatically identify.
So that I'm clear, even though we're using with the SBA 5.0, we're looking at the trade on the 1 hour, but we're going down to the 15 to actually start to look for our execution. and the 1 minute to really find our entry point. Do I have
So
that
let me,
correct?
What did I do? This is,
Hey, Sunita, we hear you.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to put in my reports from today.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I keep getting ejected. Okay, could you ask your question again? I'm sorry.
I was just saying that with the SBA, we're looking at basically when you ask the question, what the market look like, we're going from the 1 hour to see what the market look like down to the 15 to get our the point where we're going to enter, but the 1 minute to actually execute the trade.
That's when you're getting in your trade. So this, when you're writing this down, at this point, your screen setup is done.
Okay.
So if you're trading with multiple screens, you put in that. If you're just trading with one screen, you put that. You put trade and NAS with the 1 minute, the 15 minute, and the 1 hour. That should be like the header of your trading journal that you run your trades. So what your header should be of your trading journal that you're writing for that day is your basics and what you're looking for. So this day, this is what I see. I am trading NAS 3 time frames up. That way, when you're going back over it, you know, okay, I know how I had my screen set up. I know what I took. Okay, I seen the star bar arrow. I entered on a white candle, and the TDI was turned down.
So
Did the
basically,
trade?
a person should be able to read our notes to know when we actually got in that market for that
Mm-hmm.
trade, or I should be able to
Yeah,
find exactly where I got in that market from my notes.
exactly. You will be able to find
Okay.
exactly because you're also gonna put what that price point was when you got in. So what was
Okay.
your entry price when you entered? What was your exit price? How many pips did you win or lose?
Okay.
You're gonna make, so even if you just went to the ones where you was winning, then you'll
Mm-hmm.
see what you was doing right. Go to the ones where you're losing, you'll see your different mistakes.
Okay.
Your TDI is this down here, where your snake is, and you have the gold and the black bars at the bottom with the 70 and the 30. This is your TDI. You're welcome.
Coach Cree, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have missed. I was listening to a young lady that just explained about the journal and the strategy, I guess. It's the strategy to pretty much go to the 1 hour to see where the chart is, and then go to the 15 to make your entry, or go to the 1 minute to make your entry.
The 1 hour is to see the trend of the trade.
The trend of the trade.
The
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The 15 minute is to see your immediate direction of the trade.
Okay.
Your 1 minute is your entry. So you'll see on your 15 minute, you'll be able to see pullbacks. You'll be able to see it turning back around. So it'll also help you identify how long you want to hold your trade. You know, you at the top of a downtrend and it's early, you got more
Okay.
room. You know, you're at the bottom because you keep seeing it break and retest already.
Okay. So basically, where we're taking the trade is on the 1 minute.
Correct.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. I normally would take my trade on the either the 15 or the 30 minute. So now I'm gonna have to do a new approach now. Then I mean, it makes a lot of sense, but I just I wasn't sure, and when the young lady just mentioned that, I didn't get that part. So that's something I'm gonna have to work on.
Now,
Thank
when
you.
you can't, you're welcome. I'm not saying that you can't take your trades on higher time frames, but when you do, you need a larger stop loss.
Okay,
And
okay, for the
also, when
pullback.
you take it, when you do it and you do it with the smaller time frame, that's what give you more of those sharpshooter entries.
Oh, okay, okay. Now let me ask you: is that with just indices, or is it with the with currency pairs as well?
It's with currency pairs as well. Currency pairs just move slower and you don't make as much. But with the you can do it with currency pairs as well. You can do it with indices.
Okay.
It's the point of doing it, the 3 time frames is so you thank you. So you can have that sharpshooter entry. So once it's done and it's set up and you have that sharpshooter entry, you can use that if you want to, if you plan on holding a trade, but you want to maximize the amount of pips that you can get. So I will have a better entry because over here on the hour, you see it's making a thing, but over here on the 15-minute, I see this consolidation coming up and I see it getting
Mm,
ready to push. But on the 1 minute, it's giving me even clearer direction. It's pulling back. So I can wait for the pullback to finish pulling back and then I'm gonna take my entry. Instead of saying it's selling, I'm gonna take it. I can do it on the 1 minute and not take that pullback. You know what I'm saying? Wait for it and then
mm-hmm.
take a better entry.
Okay, okay. Wow, okay. That makes sense.
I mean, when you have all three like that, it's a clear picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to distinguish the like you said, the entry point.
And you notice how you can see your support and resistance. It
Mm-hmm.
even breaks down. So even when you see your support and your resistance, and I was talking about even back testing, you can see the difference when you have your 3 screens, how it matches up. Like up here, you had your arrow here, but I'm sure it didn't come that soon, but you seen it here. But here you had your star bar arrow. That definitely would have gave you a a better entry than on a higher time frame.
Okay.
And it would have told you, okay, I see this is where it's going. Let me not get out the trade. Let me go ahead and hold it because it's gonna drop. Like here, I see on the 1 minute you seen the entry. On the 1 hour you seen, okay, I got a nice way to get to that ADR low.
I'm trying to give you control on my screen, but it won't let me.
I've been telling you it doesn't. I don't know what's going on today with my computer. It might
You,
start
you,
putting me back off.
oh, here you are. I finally found you. Now you have control.
Thank you. But you see, like here, you can get a sharpshooter entry over here to hold your trade to your ADR low over here. So you know, okay, or you can see it even right
We're
here.
not
I know
seeing
where
your
I want to.
cursor. We're not seeing your cursor. You have to click it one time.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, now you have it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So over here, you see your ADR low and you see it on your 15-minute. You get your high, you get your best entry point here, but you know where to hold it. And if you see it at like here, if it's coming down and it starts to reverse, you'll see your different support and resistance zones that you could have hit. So your
Mm-hmm.
resistance here, but you can see you could have hit support here, support here. So if it start acting up, you can say, I'll just take my profit because that's all I want to
Mm-hmm.
get to anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I should hold it. Now, if it blow by here and it pull back up and just test this area and don't come back but keep going, then you know, oh, okay, I'm gonna hold it. But you don't
Mm-hmm.
see all of that when you're on the 1 minute.
Mm,
And you don't
okay.
see all of that when you just don't, you can't see it all when you're on one time frame.
Wow.
This is my favorite method of trading.
Yeah, this is definitely a new approach. I didn't think about it like that. And it makes a lot of sense.
You even see all the TDIs turning like here. Oh, I got my black dot. I know my trend is coming. My candle white is turning down. Am I gonna take the trade? Do I want to risk it? Where would I put my stop loss? Right above one of my black dots, here or here,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm scalping and I'm looking for a higher point entry. If I'm planning on holding it, I'll put my stop loss up here by my star bar arrow because I plan on holding it till it come down here and it's worth that risk to reward.
Okay. That's almost like the 1-to-1, right?
Yeah. And that will help you. And remember I said I'm 3 to 1. I want 3 times my amount of what I
I
risk.
got you. I got you.
And that's how I get it. You know what I mean? Because my stop loss is shorter because my entries are more on point, and the room for gaining is much larger. So I'm looking to, I want to look to gain more than I look to lose. That's the goal.
Mhm.
But don't get that close because don't get too far ahead because that 1-to-1 is something great too,
Okay.
especially when you're learning.
Yep.
Because sometimes the market don't, depending on the pair, it might not move like that. So certain pairs, you're not gonna want to do 3-to-1 period because you know that pair does a lot of consolidation. Or today, Wednesday is oil news come out. Sometimes oil act funny on Wednesdays, but that's something you just learn to know. That's something I know because I trade oil. I know Wednesday 10:30 oil news coming out. I know that without having to look it up. But that's before I knew, why is this doing this? Why is the market moving? But I can see it. So before I knew the why, I got to see what the effect was.
But you see what happened there? It hit the resistance level, okay? And it's now bouncing off of it and going down. So that price is going to continue down, most likely to the ADR low.
If I was in my account, I would have took this sale, especially when it gave that black dot. That's why I said, oh, black dot trend, it's at the top. I would have took it.
Yeah.
My risk to reward is good. Even from 1-to-1, it wouldn't be bad because it'd be from here to here. That's probably about 1-to-1.
That is.
Any other questions? I don't want to hold y'all on here all night. I'm sorry.
No, I think that was it, Coach.
Hey, Edgar, I still have to get with you if possible to because I still didn't download the Shark Tank on my system yet.
Okay. We
The
can
only
go
thing-
ahead and do it. We can do that. I'll send you a text.
The only thing is I don't get home till about, I don't know if you're gonna be on. I won't get home till about 12 o'clock because I'm here at work. So
Nope.
maybe we can set it up. We can set it up for tomorrow or
For tomorrow,
whatever's
be
good.
fine. Send me a text. Send me a direct message.
Okay, I'll definitely do that.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
I appreciate the nuggets. Thank you for
Thank
all
you.
your.
Thank
Coach
you.
Cree. Thank you, Coach Cree. Thank you, Edgar.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Mob.
Mob.
Thank you, Mom.